Om Shanti. I am a peaceful, powerful, pure soul. So, yesterday we covered the lesson number 1 Who am I and from where I have come from. So, totally we covered in 1 hour approximately the faculty of the soul, that is mind, intellect, and sanskaras, that is called habits, characters, etc. And today we are going to see another lesson, that is who is the Supreme Soul. So let us move to the second lesson. Who is the Supreme Soul? Who is the Supreme Being? Just like we are human being, so he is the Supreme Being. Why there is a need of realizing the God? Because rishis and munis, they did tapasas for so many years, what we have heard or we have read. Even the saints in different religions, they pass there's too much time in realizing the God. Why? Because that is the highest achievement in life. To realize God, real eye, means we have to see with our third eye of wisdom. We can't see the soul in the same way we can't see the Supreme Soul also. Yesterday we covered that we can experience the smell of the rose or fragrance of the rose, but we cannot see the, you can say, that fragrance. Same way we can taste either bitter or sweet, but we cannot see that taste. Same way, God and you can say soul, or you can the Supreme Soul and soul, that is not a physical identity which we can see. Only we can experience both of them. Suppose we are speaking or we are listening, because soul is there, so body can speak or body can listen. If there is no soul, body can't move a single finger of it. So today we will go further. Who is this Supreme Soul? There are two types of people in this world. One are theist, who believe in God. Others are atheists who do not believe in God. Why they do not believe in God or why they believe in God, that is different question. But there are two types of the people basically. So what atheist people do, scientists and all these people, what they believe, what they say, let's see. Louis Pascal was one of the greatest scientists. What he says, if there is no God and you believe in God, you would lose nothing, because he is not there, but we are believing there is no loss at all because he is not there. But if God is somewhere there and you don't believe in God, there will be a tremendous loss to you, because he was already there. He has finished his role or his functions or his task, and we were not able to identify or recognize him. So there is a loss to us, not to him, because he is a, you can say, perfect entity. We will go in detail what who he is, but there is a loss to us. That's the reason they say don't go in confusion whether God is there or not. Just believe in God. Even atheist people says like that. Yesterday we were dealing with scientists also, and they also believe that they cannot see the soul, but they tell that soul as a consciousness. Only there is a difference of name only. And now metaphysical science believe that there are certain things which we can't see with these eyes, but we can experience, and one of that is soul. Why there are so many questions, or two most important questions in life are about God, particularly who is the Supreme Soul or God, and how do you find him? There are the two questions what we are facing. Why we are facing, that is also, you can say, we will see why confusion, because we can't see God through our gross eyes. If we can see something, we immediately believe, okay, somebody is there. But if we can't see, then we have a doubt. So why we will not able to see the God? Because science deals with the physical things always. Science always deals with the matters. which we can see, which we can touch, which we can experience, or which has a physical existence, whereas spirituality deals with the metaphysical things. Spirituality means spirit or soul. Yesterday we covered soul means source of unlimited light, and we cannot see that light. So what is the problem with the science? That, and we want to search metaphysical things through science. Science believes the existence and matters, and we are seeing the metaphysical things through science, which is not possible. So now they have developed another branch of science, that is metaphysics. Yesterday we have gone through many things, so we are not repeating about the same thing. There can't be a smoke without a fire, naturally. For fire, smoke is required. In the same way, if millions of people are praying for God, or praying for Almighty, or Supreme Godfather, or Supreme Soul, then there must be somebody. So what is that? The universal truth about the Supreme Soul is that Supreme Soul is one, God is truth, and God is our Father. Again, God is not connected with any religion. Somebody might say that Christians, they say God, so it is a Christianity God. No, God means G-O-D, generator, operator, and destroyer. These three, the biggest task of this world is being done by the God. So name came from that, his task only. So anything whatever we are telling in different religion, it may connote somebody that okay, this is the name of God in that religion. No, everything has a meaning. All religion, they have a meaning. So we'll go by the meaning of the word, not by the, we are not concerned with the, you can say, who is telling that particular word. Now, yesterday we already covered one aspect, self-realization. So we have to realize the self, that I am not only this body, not only body, physical body, but we have subtle body also. There are two bodies, physical body and subtle body, and with that body, very important part is the soul. So self-realization leads to the God realization. So we have covered first lesson soul because we wanted to know about the supreme soul. That's the reason we have covered the first lesson as a soul. Who am I? And from where am I come? So, yesterday we covered who am I. So, we already covered that we have two portions. One is the inner self and another is the outer self. Inner self, we have totally covered that we are a soul, not the body. Outer self, we are two. That is one physical body, that has physical existence. Another is a subtle body, which is a light body, exactly the shape of the physical body. So already we covered, so we are not going to repeat. So what we cover? There are 5 basic identification criteria to know anybody. First, the person must have a form, either gender or either the age, etc., etc. So form should be there to identify anybody. Second, the person must have a name. Third, the person must have a abode, that is the place of residence. Fourth, the persons must have a qualities. And fifth, the persons must have a occupation. So we identify any human being with these 5 criteria. Now we will go to identify the supreme soul. If soul is known by these 5 criteria, we will apply all these criteria, 5 criteria, one by one. Let's go. What is the first criteria? What is the form of the supreme soul? So supreme soul says, Godfather says, know me as I am. Why he says like that? Because we don't know him. If somebody gives an introduction of yourself or ourself, everybody gives different introduction as per their experience. Suppose same person is there, if he has been given introduction by their spouse, by their children, by their parents, by their relatives, by their friends, or by their co-workers, everybody will give the different introduction of that person. Why? Because every soul has a different experience with that person. So in the same way, whoever has given the introduction of the God, nobody was wrong. Just like Anybody giving your introduction is right as per their criteria, as per their experience. Same way, we are not concerned with whom said what. We are only concerned what they wanted to convey the message. So everybody is right, nobody is wrong. So God says, know me as I am. Why? Because the introduction of ourselves only can be given in full and complete way by ourselves only. Nobody can give you the perfect and complete introduction of yourself without yourself. Because nobody knows what you are inside and outside. Same way, if we wanted to have the introduction of God, of Supreme Soul, then only He can give His introduction. That's the reason He says, know me as I am. So now, first form of the God. What is that form of the God? Suppose we are a soul. We already covered yesterday for about, you can say, 50 minutes that we are not only body, but we are the living human being. So two part, human and being. So if we are a soul, God the Supreme Soul, like the soul, Supreme Soul is also a point of light. Very logical. Because why we say logical? Because son shows father, and a child is there. Child looks very similar to his parents. So our body, we have two legs, two hands, face, everything just like what our parents or mother and father has. So if we are a soul point of light, then logically our father should be a point of light. And what all religion says, same thing. If you start from the Hinduism, suppose we go here, this is Hinduism. Again, Mandukya Upanishad says Brahma means light of light. If we go Taoism or Sikhism or Judaism or Islam or Jainism or Buddhism or African faith or Christianity or Native American faith, all these 10 main religions of this world, they all say what they say: God is universal light, or Supreme Soul is universal light. So we will deal with the picture of the 5 main religions of this world, which are very, very important. So here we are going to cover Hinduism, which is the oldest culture, then Islamism, then Buddhism, then you can say Christianity, and finally you can say Sikhism. Here suppose we go to the Hinduism being the most ancient culture of the world. Everybody knows that when they come, already these people were here. Hindus were here already. When their founding father came, Hindus were already there. So what Hindus believe? See, as for example, Rameshwar means God of Rama, or Gopeshwar means God of Krishna. Who is there? It is the Shiv Lingam, Jyotir Lingam, no particular shape. Lingam means shape only. Just we created one physical shape, just like round shape, just like, and you can say oval shape, because whole Brahmand, whole world, or you can say whole everything what we are seeing, that is always in the oval shape. So we created oval shape and put a point on that oval shape. That is the point of light, because we cannot worship point of light. So what we did, we created one shape that is called lingam, and on that we put a point and we put a tripun, 3 lines. Why? Because task of the God: generator, operator, destroyer. So this is the meaning of Shivlingam. That's the reason why Rameshwar, he is a god of Rama. He is a Gopeshwar, god of Krishna. Where who is? That is Shiva. If we see here Amarnath, means who gave the knowledge of immortality to the soul. That is called, he make the soul immortal. Doesn't mean that soul was not immortal. No, soul is already immortal. He gives detailed knowledge of the soul, so his name is Amarnath. Amar doesn't mean that there is no death. Amar means there is no, you can say, untimely death in golden age and silver. We'll cover in the 4th lesson. Then he is a Vishwanath. What is the temple name? Vishwanath, not Hindu Nath. Means he is a lord of the whole world. Then if you go to the Somnath, Som is nectar, means he comes and gives the nectar of the knowledge, nothing else. Not you can say any physical nectar is there in this world. So nectar of the knowledge. So his name is Somnath. Then if you go out of India, Pashupati Nath Nepal. Pashupati, Pashu means animals. And who is the owner of animal? Human being. And he is the lord of the human being. Means Hinduism totally believe in one God, that is point of light, that is the Shiva. Shiva again not a Hindu name. Shiva means benefactor. No meaning of anything else of the Shiva. We'll cover about Shiva in detail further, but what the Hinduism believe is here. Now come to the Islam or Muslimism. They don't believe in any kind of the structure or any kind of this. Yet when they go to Mecca and Medina, there is one stone called Sange-e-Aswad in Mecca. Here it is there already. His name is Sange-e-Aswad. It is just like Shivlingam. And they are, you can say, making a round of this pradakshina, call a round. What is the system prevailing in Hinduism? Same. They say that God is Allah. Allah means Noor. Noor means light. They believe in light. There is nothing in their mosque. When we go to the mosque, you might have gone to the mosque. I have gone. We have gone to the mosque, and there is nothing in the mosque. But when they go on pilgrimage, particularly in Makkah, this is the things what they believe, that this stone, pious stone, was given by Allah to Muhammad, Paigambar. So it's the shape of this. You can say that stone is same thing what we believe in, just like Shiva. In Buddhism, they say Chinkunji. So on the one kind of the stand, they are putting a small stone like Shivlingam, and they are doing the meditation. Chinkunji means who comes and gives the peace, nothing else. And suppose we go to the Christianity, Lord Christ told that God is light. All Christians believe in this way. Lord Christ told that I am a messenger of God, I am a son of God. God is light. And if you go to the Sikhism, Guru Nanak says, God is one, Om Swomkar. Om means point of light. I am a soul, Om, Shanti. I am a point of light. I am a peaceful soul. Soul means point. God is one, living up above, and He is a light form. So all main religion, Hinduism, Islamism, Buddhism, Christianity, and Sikhism, all believe what they believe. Supreme Father of all souls is one. He is a point of light or light, and He resides up above, not here. So in short, God is one, and it is a form of light. Why we call Nirakar? Nirakar means no shape. We call him Nirakar because he has no specific akar or shape of anything in this world. Means he is not a human being, he is not a bird, he is not animal, he is not similar to any matter of this earth or of this world. That's the reason we call him as a Nirakar. It doesn't mean Nirakar means he has no shape. He is a shape. That is light form or point of light. Some people say God as a incorporeal. What do you mean by incorporeal? If company is there, we say incorporated or corporation, or you can say company, isn't it? Reliance Foundation is there, Bill Gates Foundation is there, or Bill Gates company is there. What do you mean by company? Company has no physical existence. Only legal existence is there, means incorporation. We can't see the company. We can sue the company in the court. Same way, Godfather is incorporate means he has no body, bodiless. Without a body, neither a gross or a subtle. Human being has two bodies. One is the gross body, another is subtle body. Gross body means physical body, subtle body means light body. So he has no body, he is bodiless. That's the reason we say Godfather is incorporeal. Supreme Soul is incorporeal because no body, no physical, no subtle body. We are human beings and God is the supreme being. What do you mean by supreme? Supreme means we have mother, father, teacher, guru. He has no mother, he has no father, he has no teacher, he has no guru. That's the reason he is a supreme being and we are human being. Even these angels and deities, they are not God. Because Hinduism believe in deities, other religion believe in angels. These deities and angels, they have their own bodies, either physical or subtle. And Godfather is one and he is incorporeal, bodiless. So deities and angels are not God. One light God, many lamps. All religion narrate the same light, and that is we can say God. That is a point of light or light form. One God, everybody believe this thing. So what is the definition of God? God is very tiny, minute, and subtle, conscient, divine point of light. He is a living being, just like soul. He is not a particle. People are, you can say, making a research God particle. Godfather says, I am not a particle. I am like a soul. Only difference between you and me is I am a supreme soul. Supreme means the highest. Nobody above me. So that's the reason it is a conscient divine point of light. All qualities he has. Particle? No. So can't be seen through gross physical eyes. We can't see with these physical eyes because it is a metaphysical things, but can be visualized through third eye, that is divine eye of intellect. Yesterday we already covered the, you can say, main 6 aspects of intellect or functions of intellect, and we already clarified that we will use visualization and realization, which is the most important functions of the intellect, in meditation. So he can be seen, he can be experienced, he can be visualized through third eye, that is eye of intellect. Somebody say that it is a dil. Dil is nothing but intellect. Dil is not a heart because doctor makes the surgery and put the heart aside. While dil is a part of the soul, that is intellect. We can visualize, we can experience through the intellect. So it is a separate thing than the heart. So it is a third eye of intellect. Jyotirlingam, the symbol of light. What do you mean by Jyotirlingam? Lingam is shape or symbol, and it's the symbol of light. So in Hinduism we have, you can say, this kind of shape what we can see in the pictures. Now we covered already form of God. Now what is the name of God? Now we are understanding more about the God to whom we are worshipping. One God but thousand names. We say like that, one God but thousand names. Who has given the name? Thousand of names given to the God by human beings. Just like we are soul, but our body name is given by our parents. So same way, who were the founding fathers of the religion, they have given the name to him. He has not revealed his name. Till he comes in this world, he will reveal his name. So what he, but there should be only one good name. We have given the name thousand, but there should be only one good name. What? And the name is revealed by himself. What is that name? Being the father, the mother, preceptor, and benefactor of all. Benefactor. So God reveals his name as a Shiva. Shiva is not a name of Hinduism. People believe, just like God concerned with the Christianity, Allah concerned with the Muslimism, and Shiva concerned with the Hinduism. Godfather say no. The meaning of Shiva is, he says, I am a benefactor of all. That's the reason his name is Shiva. Now, what is the difference between Shiva and Shankara? Because in Hinduism, we believe that Shiva and Shankara are same. Godfather say no. You can see right hand side, there is a picture of Shiva. Left hand side, there is a picture of Shankara. So what is the difference? First difference, both name is different. One is Shiva, one is Shankara. We say Om Namah Shiva. We never say Om Namah Shankaraya. We say Shivratri. We never say Shankarratri. We say Shiv Puran. We never say Shankar Puran. What we say? Brahma Devtaya Namah. Vishnu Devtaya Namaha, Shankar Devtaya Namaha, or for Shiv, Shiv Paramatmaya Namaha. Listen the word properly. Shiv Paramatmaya Namaha. It means there is a difference. But we don't know because nobody has given an introduction or you can say differentiation between two. If we go and ask, they will title ourselves as atheist. So the Godfather comes and he differentiate the difference between Shiva and Shankara. Shiva means you can say name is different. Shiva has a point of light which we indicate on the lingam, that is the same. Shankar has his own body, that is subtle body. Name is different, you can say form is different, their place of residence is different. Yesterday we seen that Shiva lives in the Paramdham, that is supreme abode, which is the soul world, where soul and supreme soul reside. While Shankar, he lives in the subtle region because he has a subtle body. He has no physical body, he has only subtle body. So, place of residence is different, name is different, both functions is also different. So Godfather comes and he benefits all the souls and all the nature of the world. Shankar, when you can say emerges, he makes the destructions. Destruction doesn't mean a total annihilation, no. Destruction means transformation. God Shiva comes and he establishes the new world with the help of knowledge and power, and automatic destructions take place. But to show an instrument, we have indicated the form of Shankara. Godfather says, actually no deity like Shankara is in existence. Then who is doing this job? You can say scientists who are inventing, you can say atom bombs, hydrogen bombs and missiles. They are playing the role of the Shankara for transformation of this world. And all this you can say atomic power, that is not for the showcase. They are not toys to be put in the showcase. They will be used once upon a time, and that will be the, you can say, whole transformation of the world. And before that, establishment will take place, and slowly that part will be separated from this old world. On one side, establishment will be there. On other side, there will be a destruction work. So both part will be there. There is no total, you can say, destruction of the world. What we believe in, you can say, Big Bang theory. Now science, many scientists says, what was before the Big Bang? They have no answer. So majority scientists nowadays, they don't believe in that theory. They say it is the cycle, so it is always going on. Just like we can see the cycle of day and night, morning, noon, then evening, and night again morning. Same way, this cycle always going on, good and bad, bad and good. So you can say function of the both Shiva and Shankara is also different. We were not knowing the difference, so we were labeling both same, but Godfather says we are different. Shiva is a father, Shankar is just like a child. So both are different, and we always give more, you can say, importance to Shiva. And Shiva means supreme soul, what we can see here in a Jyotirlingam form. If you put on the Google, you can say ideology of Shiv Lingam, then you will find that 2/3 portion of the Shiv Lingam is inside the bottom portion. Only 1/3 portion we can see. Again, that 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. So what do you mean by 1/3, 1/3? 1/3 is the bottom portion is Brahma, that is generation. In between there is a 1/3 portion, that is you can say Vishnu, that is operator. And finally what we can see, that is you can say portion of the Shiva, to whom we are worshipping. If you wanted to know more about the same thing, you can go through the Google and you can find out how the Shiv Lingam is established, what are the procedure to be covered. So many things are there in detail, but we are not going in detail. In short, Hinduism believe that God is a point of light. God he is one. All others we are believing that is deity is not God. So now two things we have cleared. One thing, what is the form of God, that is point of light or light. Second, name of God, and we say simply Baba. Baba means father. nothing else. Baba means not that Baba, physical Baba, because we are always referring Supreme Soul as a point of light. We say Shiv Baba or simply Baba, but again, Baba doesn't mean that any bodily being. No, Baba means Supreme Soul, point of light. To them, we are saying with love, Baba means Ba means mother. He is the mother of mothers. He is the father of all fathers. He is the husband of all husbands. We will cover about him more in detail in next lessons to come. Now, third identification criteria, God's abode, where he lives. So, some people believe that God is all pervading. Whether he is all pervading, Godfather said no. All the souls or all these beings which are in this world, beings means human being, all animal beings, all birds, all creatures, even you can say whatever we can see moving in this world, they have their own life, means own consciousness, own souls. Godfather says, I am not in everybody, I am not omnipresent. So he is not all pervading. Some people believe that he is a Brahm. Brahm means light, means Brahm means top. Godfather say no. Brahmand, Brahm is a place of residence. As for example, Rashtrapati Bhavan is there or President House is there in states. Both are different. President and President House, Rashtrapati Bhavan and Rashtrapati, both are different. Both are not same. In the same way he says, I am not Brahm. Brahm is a living place of the soul and the supreme soul. Godfather says, if you are telling me Brahm means you are referring to the place of my residence. What is that? Yesterday we already covered. This is the supreme abode. We call as a Param Dham, supreme abode, peace of abode, Nirvan Dham. So many names has been given to the same place by different religion, by different languages. It refers the same thing, that is the residence of the soul and supreme soul we call as a sweet silence home, which is a, you can say, powerhouse, because supreme almighty authority lives there. It is always covered with the red light we call as a Brahm, science call as a ether, which is not here. Five elements are here in the nature. Ether is the sixth element, which is a Brahm. So Godfather says, my place of residence is supreme abode, not here. We yesterday also covered three, you can say, levels of the world. Three worlds are there. One is corporeal world, means where everything has a shape and existence, where we are living from our childhood, everything is fitted in our brain and mind. That so and so table, so and so sofa, so and so, so many names. This is called a corporeal world, because everything has a shape and name. If we go beyond that, which is indicated in the form of light, that is called a subtle world. What we are telling is here. You can see the indicator here. We call as a three subtle region, three deities region is generator, operator, destructor, Brahma Puri, Vishnu Puri, Shankar Puri. They all are subtle deities. They are not physical deities. We will cover, because this deities has been given three heads, four hands, so many things. So we are going to cover today only what it means. So this is a subtle region where shape is there, but you can say physical existence is not there. As for example, yesterday we covered science has find out the Kirlian photography or aura photography, and they are taking the pictures of our body, which is a aura body. So same way here, there is a world which is the world of aura body only. There is no physical body at all. And if we go beyond that, here, this is, you can say, incorporeal world. So three worlds are there, and our soul and supreme soul are residing here. And we are coming on this drama stage to play our part from here to here. Means incorporeal world to corporeal world. So this is the three world. So Supreme Godfather says, I have my own residence, that is called supreme abode. That is called peace of abode. Now, fourth aspect, what are the qualities of God or attributes of God? Godfather means He is an ocean of virtue. He is the supreme being, so He is full, He is perfect, He has no, you can say, defect at all in Him. So, what are the attributes or unique attributes of the supreme Godfather or supreme soul? These are the 16, you can say, attributes of the Supreme Godfather. One, he is the Supreme, means he has no mother, no father, no teacher, no guru. He is the truth. We always say God is truth. Right hand side we are moving. He is the purifier. Means he comes and purifies the whole world, all souls, including nature. He is the ocean of knowledge. Means he knows everything. What is happened in the past, what is happening right now, and what will happen in the future. He is the remover of sorrow. He comes and removes the sorrow of all the souls. He is the bestower of happiness. He comes and bestow the happiness to all souls because we were calling him since long. And on our call he has come. That okay, and he is giving his qualities. He is the liberator of all, means he liberates all the soul from the sorrow. He is accepted by all, means he is accepted by all religion, all the souls, because we have, you can say, categorize ourselves as a religion, which is a body religion. Yesterday we covered some part of that. We are not that. If we born in Hindu family, we are Hindus. If Muslim family, we are Muslims. If Christian family, we are Christians. That is a body religion. That is not the religion of the soul. Godfather says, religion of the soul is peace, nothing else. I am a peaceful soul means Om Shanti. Om means I am a soul. Peace is my religion. So accepted by all the souls of this world, detached from all. He has no attachment at all. He is bestower of all. He is bestow always good things to all the souls and nature. We are moving to the right hand side. But from bottom, knowledge pool is full of knowledge. Even scripture says, if we are making, you can say, pen of the whole forest of the world, if we are making the ink of the whole sea on the earth or oceans of the earth, and even the deities are, you can say, sitting down to write his, you can say, virtues, they can't. That's the reason we say he is the knowledgeful to such an extent. He is the highest of all. Nobody is above him. He is the bestower of divine visions. Only God Father can give the divine vision. No guru, no angels, no deities can give the divine vision to any souls. He is the immune to the effect of all. He has no effect of anything on him because he has no body at all. Immune to the fruit of action. He has no body, so no fruit of actions of himself. Beyond death and birth. He has no death, he has no birth, because he has no mother, no father, because he is beyond birth and death. And he is incorporeal, means bodiless. No physical body, no subtle body. So these are the 16 qualities, and we can say those person, those identity, those, you can say, personality with the 16 qualities, they should be termed as God. Except that, nobody should be called as a God. And finally, on the bottom side is the seed of the human world tree. We will cover this lesson, world tree, in the fifth lesson. What do we mean by human world tree? But is the seed means he is coming here. It transforms the world from iron age to the golden age. How he transforms, what he does, we'll cover in detail in next lessons. So these are the unique qualities of the God, unique attributes of the supreme soul. Now God is good all the time because he has no negativity, no waste at all, and he is always in good mood all the time. God's quality are the supreme quality. He never have anger. He never have any kind of negative or waste thoughts. So he is always good. Now what are the, you can say, divine actions of God, or what is the occupation of the God? So there are 6, you can say, divine actions of the God. One is the purifier. In this world, nobody can play his role to purify the souls and all the elements of nature. He comes and he does the same thing. It is his unique task. That's the reason we always say, "O purifier, come and liberate us." Second, establishes of the new era, destroyer of the old vicious world, and sustains of the new viceless world. He has no body. So he is doing his 3 tasks through another deities we call as a deity. Actually, they are not physical deity, they are subtle deities. We'll cover later on. But what we mean, he has no body, so he is doing his function through others. Then establishes a new religion and finishes all the religion established by human beings, because he established the religion of peace, which nobody can establish. That's the reason he is he is, you can say, destroying all the religion which is established by the human beings. Then transform human beings into deities. He comes and transform the qualities of human being. What is different between human being and deities? Only difference between human being is deities in qualities. Otherwise, we have two hands, two legs, face similar to them. Suppose we go to the any temple of Lakshmi Narayan, what they are? They are just like average height of ourselves, just like us. What is the difference? They are divine qualities. They are human beings actually, but they have divine qualities, so we call them as a deity, is nothing else. And he comes and transform the iron age to the golden age. We everybody say Godfather comes or Supreme Soul comes and transform this world. How? We don't know. So Godfather comes and shows how I transform the world with the help of knowledge and power. Nothing else. We have to do our job, our work, our task. He has to do his job, his work, his task. And last function, that is sixth function, bestower of liberation and liberation in life. So what do you mean by liberation? Liberation means he comes and takes everybody, all the soul, back to the supreme abode. That's the reason one of the, you can say, remembrance of him, he is death of all death. That is we call as a Mahakal. If you go to the Ujjain in India, in Bharat, there is a one temple of Shiva as a Mahakal. What do you mean by Mahakal? Means he come and he takes all the souls back with him. Means he gives the liberation to all the souls. There is no question of any religion here. All the souls he takes back because he is the father of all souls. And what do you mean by liberation in life? Liberation in life means he comes, gives the knowledge, gives the power, and those souls who are making effort to improve their life, to transform their life, then that souls are coming in the heaven, paradise, Bahis, Swarg. That is called liberation in life. Liberation in life, nothing means anything else. There is no moksha or permanent, you can say, liberation from this drama, because this drama is eternal. Three things are always eternal. One is soul, another is the supreme soul, third is the drama. Whatever is happening on this earth, that is continuously in a terms of cycle. So these three things are eternal. One is soul, another is supreme soul, and third one is full stop, that is drama. It is always moving whether we want or not. But everything depends upon us, because drama doesn't mean that somebody is made the drama. No, yesterday we saw on whatever we are thinking and doing, we are preparing our drama. And whatever is coming to us, that is what we did in the past, that is coming to us. So in Hindi it says Bana Banaya drama, means already we formed the drama and we are preparing our drama for the future every second, every moment. So we have a choice what to do, what not to do at every moment, and we are preparing our own drama. Godfather says, I have no time to write your destiny. Yesterday we covered already that portion. You are whatever you are thinking, so as you think, so shall you become, because think comes in words and actions, and finally it makes our fortune. So his role is not to interfere in any kind of the natural laws or in any kind of the karmic law. We'll cover in the fourth lesson detail what we mean by laws. So he is not, you can say, interfering any kind of natural law and karmic law. His job, his task is transformation of giving knowledge and power to the souls. So these are the main six divine actions of the Supreme Soul. No human being can do this thing. No religious founders, no deities, no angels, no great souls, no religious souls. Nobody in this world can do his task. Only he can do his task. So the divine action of God. What is the main divine action? that we already call as a trinity, that is generator, operator and destroyer. That is the meaning of God. Shiva means benefactor, means he always comes and benefits to everybody by doing all these tasks indirectly because he has no body. How he does? Here you can see on the right hand side. On the left hand side, all the religion what they say. In right hand side, we are covering Hinduism because that is the oldest culture in this world. Everybody knows that it is the oldest culture. What do you mean by religion? Religio, combined way of living the life, nothing else. So everybody has different way of living their life, which we call as a religion or we label as a religion. Otherwise, Godfather says he has not made any religion for anybody. We have made all this religion, and we are maximum, you can say maximum war has taken place in name of God only. Godfather says, I have never taught anybody to fight for him. So he has no body, so how is functioning? Now let us see here what we indicated in the picture right inside. We in Hinduism say Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar. Already we covered part of the Shankar, that he is not a physical form. Out of these three deities, nobody is in physical form. All are in subtle form. Shankar, the part being played by the scientist in this world. In scripture they say that there was a big fight between Yadavas and Kauravas and Pandavas, and they take out muscle from their stomach. Godfather says, not muscle, they take out missiles, not from stomach, from their intellect, means by making research. So that is the role of Shankar going on now. One, you can say in three of the aspect. One, you can see one old person is there. We will cover about that person. We call as a Prajapita Brahma. His name has been given by the Supreme Godfather, but he is there. We will cover about him in the last lesson, that is seventh lesson. And in between you can say Vishnu, four-handed Vishnu, four-handed Vishnu. We have never seen a person who has a four hands. Then why this guy has been given a four hands? If we ask somebody, nobody will reply us. So Godfather says, why it is, you can say he has been given a four hands because he is a combined form of Sri Lakshmi and Sri Narayan. In the golden age, there will be a golden age, and there will be 8 kingdoms of the Lakshmi and Narayan. So there are 2 hands of Lakshmi and 2 hands of Narayan. So in Hinduism always there is a worshipping of couple, not sannyasis, not renunciators. Why? Because it was a pure household religion. So 2 hands of Vishnu and 2 hands of Narayan. It is a combined form of Lakshmi and Narayan. Actually, nobody has a 4 hands. Nobody has a 10 heads. Yesterday we covered negativity means 5 main vices and 5 you can say small vices. There is a 10-headed Ravan. Same way here, 2 hands of Sri Lakshmi, 2 hands of Sri Narayan means 4-handed Vishnu, nothing else. Even the whatever weapon given in his hand, everything is very symbolic. What is suppose one lotus is there? What do you mean by lotus? Lotus means lotus lives in mud, yet it is detached from mud. Godfather says, live in this world. There is no need to be a sannyasis. You have to take responsibility of your family, of the society, of the organization where you are working. You are not sannyasis because all these deities, they were husband and wife. They were couples. They were not sannyasis. So live in this world and remember him. One hand there is a mage. Mage means Vishnu. Vishnu means deity. Deity means he is totally non-violent. He cannot do any violence of beating anybody. What it means? In his previous birth, he has used the, you can say, mage of knowledge. For what? To remove the negativity or to remove the Ravan of the self. That's the reason they have indicated the mage. And in one hand, there is a Swadarsan Chakra, that is discuss of the self-realization. What it means? It means that they are not killing anybody else. They are killing again negativity and waste in their own self. And what is the Swadarsan Chakra or discuss of self-realization? Totally we will see, you can say day after tomorrow. That is world drama will. that all souls are passing through phases. That is Sato Pradhan, that is pure, then Sato, then Rajo, and then Tamu. So this is the chakra, this is the cycle. We will cover in detail. That's the reason they indicated the Swadarsan chakra, that it discusses of self-realization. And in fourth hand, there is a, you can say, shell, concept. Why? Because we are getting the knowledge through words. Gita, Geet means somebody told the knowledge, Supreme Godfather told the knowledge to the soul. He has not written any founding fathers, all the religion. They have not written anything. They have simply told. All religion has been established by telling. As for example, Lord Christ came and he is told about the Bible. Bible was written after 300 years of the Christ. Lord Christ told the Bible in Hebrew language. And first time after 300 years approximately, it was written in, you can say, Greek. So there is no Christian word in the Hebrew language. So all the religion, nothing else. Suppose we say, what is the Bible? Bible, what do you mean by say Bible? Suppose you are putting one article, you are giving reference bibliography. What do you mean by bibliography? Means Bible means books originally. So all the religious scriptures, the meaning of that scripture is either book or Gita, nothing else. We have to go, suppose we go in detail, we find out and go and make a research, then we'll find out that everything is in a very, very deep way, in a symbolic way. Whatever is represented in all the religion, that is very, very symbolic. So, God means generator, operator, destroyer. In Hinduism, we say Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar. In Islam, it says Jibrahil, Mikhail, Israfil. In Christianity, it says Dashwari, Roli, angel. In Sikhism, it says Sansari, Bhandari, Ladywin. So all religion believe the Supreme Godfather is nobody. He is doing all these tasks through somebody else. Name is different, same thing. Suppose we say Brahma, somebody say Adam, somebody say Adam. We say Brahma Saraswati, somebody say Adam and Bibi, somebody say Adam and Eve, that is the father of humanity. We will go in detail, lesson by lesson, but basically everybody is referring to the same thing. Name may be different in different language, different religion, meaning is same. So now, go on the left hand side and judge yourself. We are not going to give any additional definition or you can say prescription of God. You have to decide by your intellect. What are the criteria? We are giving the criteria. Test criteria. Criteria number 1, accepted by all religion. The definition, the name, the criteria of God should be like that. It should be accepted by all religion. If we say light form or point of light, it will be accepted. If we say any other form, not accepted by others. So criteria number 1, Sarva Dharma Manya, accepted by all religions. Second criteria is the supreme, no parents, no teacher, no guide. So if we believe somebody is a God and he has anything out of these three, then we cannot consider as a God because that is not in the criteria. Then third criteria, beyond, means he is beyond this cycle, that is cycle of all this nature, cycle of the body, means birth and death and karma. If somebody is coming under cycle or body and karma, he is not God. Fourth criteria is the knower, means he is Trikaldarshi. He knows what was in the past, what is going on, and what will be in future. He is the Trinetri, means he gives the third eye of knowledge. And he is the Trimurti, means he is doing his job, his task through three, you can say, trinities. We already covered. That is called Trimurti. So he is the knower of everything, Sarvagya. And finally, he is the unlimited, means unlimited in power, unlimited in knowledge, unlimited in virtue. So this is the 5 basic criteria. Now you can decide who God will be. And we simply say God means Supreme Soul, God means Baba, nothing else. God means light, nothing else. So now you have to decide with yourself who God should be. On the right hand side, we have put some beliefs what we believe. Somebody said nature is a god. Why we say nature is a god? Because God is always benefactor, always giving. So the quality of the matter who is giving something to us, we call them a god. As for example, sun giving light and might, so we call sun as a god. Moon giving, you can say, coolness, so we say moon is a god. Earth has given us support, and you can say all kind of foods and this thing and that thing, so we say earth as a mother. So we are comparing qualities of God, but they are not God. Somebody says soul is the supreme soul. Supreme Father says, Supreme God Father says, Supreme Soul says. Suppose soul is the supreme soul, then can one supreme soul can kill the another supreme soul? No, that is not the quality of God. So soul is not a supreme soul. Why we told soul is the supreme soul? So that one soul cannot give sorrow to another soul. One soul not kill the another, you can say, soul and put them in their stomach. That's the reason we told soul as a supreme soul. Feeling is good, but there is no practicality right now. Then somebody say Brahm is a god. Godfather says Brahm is a residence place of me and you, soul and supreme soul. The residence should not be a, you can say, person. Just we give an example of, you can say, President House and Rashtrapati Bhavan. Somebody say God is omnipresent. Already we covered that souls are there in everything, every, you can say, living being, but supreme soul is not there. Life is there, but they are not even the supreme being. Somebody saying incorporeal, already we cover incorporeal in Nirakar, doesn't it means that he has no body that is physical or subtle. Somebody the Sakar deity or angels are God. All deities or angels, they have their body, so they are not God. Somebody say no God. Godfather say, my sweet children, I have my name, I have my form, I have my residence, and I have specific time to come in this world. So nobody can say that he is not there. So in short, you will judge with yourself who God is. This is the 5 criteria accepted by all, supreme, beyond, knower, and unlimited. If somebody is fitting in that criteria, then he should be called as a God, as a supreme soul, supreme being. If we say God, doesn't mean that any particular religion, no. We say Shiva, particular religion, no. We say supreme soul, Baba, supreme God, Father, nothing else. Acha, so our lesson is over here. Almost, you can say, 55 minutes. So we will go for a, you can say, meditation, or you can say commentary for 1 or 2 minutes only, and then we will finish. If anybody has a question, they can ask the question. Acha, Om Shanti. I am a powerful, peaceful soul. I am sitting on my forehead. I am observing my thoughts. I am a point of light. I can listen all the, you can say, environment. I can sense everything through my senses. Now I am leaving my body and going to the supreme abode, where supreme soul is there, who is my Baba. He is the ocean of knowledge, ocean of power, ocean of all virtues. I am with him. I am getting everything from him and passes to the world. I can see the vibrations is going on through me. I am full of all his qualities. I am child of him. So I am master almighty authority. I am master knowledgeful. I am master of all virtues. I feel everything. Now I'm going back, coming to my body. Again sitting on the, you can say, on my forehead. In the brain where there is a hypothalamus and pituitary glands are there. I am feeling all his powers. And I am spreading the vibrations of peace, purity, and power in this world. I can see that vibration is passing to the world, to the all souls, to the nature. And everybody is getting peace, power, and same purity. I am like a master son of knowledge, passing light and might to this world. Acha, Om Shanti.